Hi there, I'm Sarah and I'm a front-end developer at the moment. I am on my journey to learn what I could do if I don't want to write single-page applications anymore. At the moment, I work on a design system, which means that I'm working on components that other developers will use in their single-page applications. So, the first step on this journey is trying to work on my own design system. For me, this is most obvious because I see designers quite often in my role, and I also have my side projects from a couple of years ago that do have expert interfaces, and I would like them to be more user-friendly because they are my projects and I want to use them more often and not feel like they look ugly. So I will switch to my machine and we will go through the design system. What I got so far, what I think about it, and yeah. I have here 3 applications. One is RSS reader slash podcast player or something like that. I don't know how to call it. Second is to see, which is a to-do application. Basically, it started as tasks to see and my tongue got twisted. And the last is Sloth. Sloth is my CMS or content management system that I started because one day I thought that I could do better than people at Automattic and replace WordPress. On one hand, it went well, on the other, it went badly. So, jury is still out on if it was a success. As you can see, this is not my first attempt to create a design system. I have here Unified Design System in another tab. The difference between the two is that in Unified Design System, I was trying to build stuff bottom up. So I started with typography, then I created buttons. I also have here an artboard called colors, but there is nothing in there. The issue with this approach is that it takes a long time to get somewhere. In the second attempt, I went from top to bottom. I looked at what I already have at my current applications and started there. Actually, I started with this screen, which is analytics screen for Sloth. I already have this page there. It is not as pretty as this one, but it is a start. I always had orange on my CMS, so that was the color that I chose to start with. And I also had black sidebar, so there were 2 colors that I chose for Sloth. And if I go to Sloth specific page, I have here this orange and this black. I knew that if I'm going to have a black sidebar, I will need some white. So I chose this one, which is slightly off white. Just like this is not pure black. I also needed some other colors for the orange, so I went into color picker and just experimented it and went more to the light. If I went to, let's say, more darker, it would not, it will look more brownish, which is the opposite of what I wanted. So that's why I didn't go there. Now let's take a look at Tussi. Tussi, as I mentioned, is my productivity app, and it at the moment has a little bit different design than Sloth. The idea of the top bar actually comes from Tussi and not Sloth, because Sloth does not have it at the moment. It is only on the designers. So I created this top bar. I will zoom out to the common stuff, which at the moment is here. So it is clear that first I made it for Tussi, and second I made it for RSS. After that, I created also one for Sloth, because I want to have consistent design between my apps. Consistency is for me the main reason why I am working on this design system in the first place. I will go through one more page, which is similar on the free of my applications, and that is login page. At the moment I'm on my RSS application, which has color green, so everything is in that color. The same page for Tussi is in blue. The big difference between RSS and Tussi is that Tussi does not have the ability to recover password. No, at least not at the moment. I might take a look at it in the future when I refactor the application, but as it is now, it didn't make sense. And when I go to Sloth, it is basically the same as RSS, but it is in different color scheme. If I click in and look at what I have here, I can easily change the color scheme to something else, like Tussi or RSS, because I'm using built-in features in Figma. One thing that I struggle with Figma and components is labels. I do have these here, and I know that I will need to redo them into something different, because this does not work everywhere. My first attempt at it as a component thing did not end up well. I've seen some videos how to do it better. It will be on my to-do list to rework it when I get back to this again. So to sum it up, I like design systems. I somewhat like the act of designing being in a Figma. That said, a lot of it feels like a chore. I don't know if it is because they are my side projects and I know that I need to do this stuff anyway, or because it is normal for me and for design. I know that I did struggle in the past with a lot of design stuff because I didn't practice. But in past couple of years I did practice here and there, and I feel quite confident with my design skills at the moment. I might not be able to work as a professional designer, at least not now, but I do have confidence that whatever I do will not look super ugly and it will be consistent across the screens, and I will not hate to use that interface. Which after a couple of years of using quite ugly interface on my blog, yeah, I don't like to use it and I don't blog as much because of it. So I will work on this here and there, but not that much. I will probably do a couple of videos down the line about making these making these components in either in Lit.js or Stencil. Probably Stencil because I work with Lit.js at my day job and I want something a little bit different. That's all for today and I will see you next week. Bye!